everyone, and welcome to an episode of the Caffeinated Librarians. I'm Simona.
Mayapack Public Libraries Pop Culture Podcast. Woo! Yeah, it is.
Oh, no. Simona.
Katie.
I'm Lewis. It's nice to see you guys again.
All right. Do you want to give the intro? I feel like you're on a roll. You want to do it?
The intro to the movie?
Yeah.
I don't even really remember what the name of the movie was.
Okay.
You might want to do that part.
I figured as much.
But I'll jump in.
Okay, sure. Okay, so we are kicking off our sci-fi series with a discussion of my pick.
Classic. A soon-to-be
Can I at least get
classic.
the intro? Can I get the intro in? Just a little, let me get the intro in.
Also, too, we already started with Close Encounters of the Third Kind.
We did already do that.
I did?
Uh-huh.
You weren't here for that.
Yeah, you.
Because you're kind of a slacker.
We can just restart the episode. Luke, can you move your mic
Away?
further away?
I do tend to
project.
hug the mic.
Yeah.
They don't call it. What do they call it? When you speak really close into the mic?
Kissing the microphone.
Is that what it
I
is?
used to call it eating the microphone.
Eating. That's what I've heard. Yeah.
So we're starting this over?
If you want.
No, I liked that.
Okay,
We're not
fine.
going to use any of that? That's good stuff. That's comedic gold right there.
God.
All right, so we are continuing our sci-fi series with a discussion of my pick, the 2019 American sci-fi fiction adventure film,
Classic.
Rim of the World, directed by MCG and written by Zach Stentz.
I think it's Mick G.
Mick G, that's how you say it?
Yeah.
Mick G, and written by Zach Stentz. So basic plot is a group of hodgepodge misfit kids are at a summer camp. Things are kind of looking up at a certain point until they get really down and aliens invade. And
That
the
is
kids...
the down point.
And can I... Aliens invade, and the kids have to figure out what to do in the absence of any adult figures that they can rely on. Lou, do you have anything else that you want to mention?
Thank you, actually. Yeah, I don't think many of those adult figures in their lives they could really rely on.
Yeah. No, I would agree with that.
Okay.
Especially the adults at the camp. My goodness, what a terrible group of counselors those were.
Especially the guy that called Alex a chicken at summer camp because he wouldn't do the zip line.
I mean, he was a little like...
He's afraid of heights.
Do the zip line, kid.
But
Like,
if you're afraid of heights,
he was afraid of everything, though. It's like,
that's what he did admit to. He is afraid of everything.
It's part of his character growth. So
that's true. That's true.
So the characters are Alex, Zenzen, Darush, or sorry, not Darush.
Darius.
Darius.
No, it's like Darius or something.
Darius, yeah, because
Yeah.
it's not pronounced Darius.
It's not. No, they say like Darius or something.
Darius, and Gabriel are the protagonists of the movie.
Wait, and which Gabriel wasn't even part of the camp. They found him in the woods.
He actually found them, which was a
Yeah.
good thing.
So
Yes.
Gabriel, who looks like a male model,
Yeah.
I think he
a
does have some
13-year-old
modeling
male model.
background.
has apparently escaped from juvie to join them. Oh, I'm sorry, we're not there yet. All right, go ahead.
No, but that's, Lou, you're on a roll, so by all means continue.
When he mentioned what he went to sent to juvie for, I'm like, would you really get sent to juvie for that?
No.
One would assume there's probably a little bit more. Maybe that was not necessarily the first incident
Maybe
of
that wasn't the first time.
juvenile delinquency.
Yeah.
But yeah, so the movie opens up, we're in space. There is some kind of space calamity occurring. We see this astronaut is frantically trying to save some information and make sure that it's given to the appropriate parties. Boom, explosion, boom, a lot of death and chaos. And then we meet Alex, who I guess is supposed to be the main character, or at least the character to which everyone else gravitates.
He's the
central figure, the center of the universe for this little film that we're discussing. Alex would prefer to remain in front of a computer screen than have any kind of social interaction. I kind of understand that, but his mom is not feeling that. She thinks you need fresh air. You need to make friends. You need to be traumatized.
It'd be healthy for him to experience human interaction.
Yes.
Which
Yeah.
it is. It's very healthy.
It
Yes.
is, yeah.
Yes.
So she takes him to camp.
Yeah. Which, honestly, nice looking camp.
Yeah.
No, the camp is really nice. I question the adults whether they're even qualified. Like, they're very enthusiastic, especially the gentleman with the glasses who's talking about all the activities that they offer.
Well, they do. They
Very
do offer
enthusiastic.
a lot of activities.
A lot of the adults tend to fall, well, even the kids, in my opinion, are stereotypes to one degree or another. So, like, there's the really enthusiastic camp counselor. There's the character
Yep.
who you see in every classic 80s, 90s, like, childhood film involving camp, even, like, horror movies. There's the douchey character. They're the comedic relief adult characters. I just found them annoying. So that's the opening,
Yeah, it
sort
was
of
a
the
bit too
setup.
much, right? With the one camp counselor, like, it was a bit much.
Yes.
Yeah, and I will get into, like, when we give, like, our thoughts, I will get into some of the things that did bother me. So basically the first arc is meeting the core group of children. So there's Alex, there's Zen, who is sort of basically snuck her way into the country. You learn a little bit later why. There's, I want to say Darush, that's not how you say it.
Darius.
We'll just say Darius. So he's the wealthier kid, and his sending him to camp. He seems to be already familiar with the camp, so I feel like he's gone there a few times. That was my impression. And then you have Gabriel. So the first part is the kids sort of acclimating to camp, getting used to how things are done. I think Alex is slowly starting to open up to the idea of camp, although he still has his rough patches. He has a fear of heights, which Darius tries to cure him of in one of the worst ways possible by, like, taking him to the edge of this cliff. And I guess he was trying to show him, see, it's not too bad, while Alex is, like, screaming his head
Freaking
off,
out.
which is understandable. Zen is pretty much just there. She's not really interfering all that much. That's when we meet Gabriel.
I want to know why she's wearing a Girl Scout sash with
I have a
Girl Scout badges, because this is not a Girl Scout camp.
I have thoughts on that.
What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I don't want to jump too far ahead because I think it's related to something that happens maybe midway or a little later in the film where she explains why she's there, and I don't want to spoil it. I think I understand what the whole outfit thing is about, unless I completely misinterpreted that. So Gabriel shows up, he assesses the situation and decides that Darius is being a little jerk,
Which he is.
and he
Yes.
doesn't like it. He
Don't they call him, like,
intervenes.
or something?
Yes.
Yes.
Something like that,
Yeah. Like I said, each of the kids is fitting into a stereotype. Like, so I had names for them, but then I, like, decided. So Alex is the classic nerd. Zen.
Well, they do that whole thing at the end. They do that stupid little breakfast club thing.
Yes, yeah.
Where they're like, what does he say?
The
Nerd,
nerd.
orphan,
Yeah.
Jerk, or something like that.
Yeah.
And
And then it's like delinquent,
criminal.
and
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like, let's throw every single teenage movie trope in.
Yeah.
yeah,
we could throw in.
yeah. There's like the films that they're drawing inspiration from are quite clear when you watch this movie, like, you know, Aliens, Terminator, Stand by Me, Breakfast Club, The Goonies. I was getting all those vibes, Stranger Things, because this came out in 2019.
Oh, yeah, they even called the things dogs.
Yeah. So, like, and they have a lot of pop culture references. At first, I thought this film took place in the 80s, but it doesn't. But because they have Blackberries, I'm going to assume that's early 2000s was Blackberries. So, like,
Yeah.
that's when the film. So it's not contemporary, but it's not in ye olden times either. But it is set in a period. So
As most things are.
Yes.
whatever.
Also, like, Zen's first line is her quoting Gladiator, but, like, it didn't, like, that quote didn't really make any sense with what was happening at that moment.
No, and it didn't. It felt very flat, like it wasn't earned at all.
Yeah, so that's first arc of the film. Second arc is when they realize that something is happening. They see fighting up in the sky. Alex is a font of info, and he's giving all the scientific information
Which
possible.
I'm gonna say, I honestly, I could feel my eyes glaze over, and I start to zone out, and I'm like, this is not. I don't care. Move along.
Well, you have to have the exposition. You have to explain why.
Show don't tell. Show don't tell.
Well, yeah. So Alex is explaining what he thinks is happening. There's a lot going on in the sky. Things are crashing, falling to the campgrounds. They realize once they've reached the campgrounds that they are the only ones on the, and if you count Mr. Douche, doesn't last very long, are the only ones on the campgrounds, and they're trying to still figure out what is going on, what's happening exactly. There's a lot of chaos, a lot of things crashing, fire, boom, all over the place. They try to find hiding spots because there's the Demogorgon and its master, which kind of looks like the what's it called? The Mind Flayer from Stranger Things. Yeah. It even has all those arms, can regenerate. So I'm going to call it the Mind Flayer and its Demogorgon.
And then the scene in the kitchen
is a
direct ripoff of Jurassic Park.
That's what I thought when I was like, this is Jurassic Park.
It is Jurassic Park. I rolled my eyes so hard. I was like, what?
You even have the silverware dropping and stuff like that. Like,
yes. So there's so copy and paste of a lot of films, which there are obviously other films, like the whole, like Stranger Things is in and of itself an homage to many classic 80s horror films, but Stranger Things, first season, the other seasons are kind of mid, does it better.
Yes.
This film doesn't quite succeed all that much. It's just like copy and paste it. Yeah. So they're trying to find a hiding spot. Eventually, what I forgot to mention is at some point in the chaos, a part of the spaceship crashes to Earth, and the astronaut who you see in the beginning of the film tells them like that she has this information. You need to get it to JPL, which is the Jet Propulsion Lab in Pasadena. This takes place in California. I forgot to mention that. And that you need to get it to this person. It's imperative. Then the Mind Flayer kills her, and they have to run.
In the weirdest way possible. He could have just grabbed her. He could have just grabbed her by the head and pulled her down. Why did his finger have to go into her mouth and then drag her away? I don't understand.
I have theories. Not theories, but that'll come later. It's a trend in the there's something else about the film that bothered me. So so she is killed. The kids realize they need to get their act together. They need to go leave the campsite, go to the city.
It's called Rim of the World. The camp's called Rim of the World. Why are they leaving the camp? Why?
Well,
that's a good.
I mean, there's no one there. Wouldn't you?
Well, we can get, because I know we spoke about this pre-recording. There's a reason why Katie is upset about. We're going to talk about that.
I'm upset about with a lot of things with this movie, but that. Yeah.
So now, now the next part of their journey is getting to the city. I did like the whole teaching Alex how to ride a bike. There are some cute moments in that. Yeah. I did like that. I like how they're slowly starting to bond. I would have liked a bit more of that, like more getting to that. I'll explain later. So now they're journeying to the city, and of course there's complete chaos. The army's involved, but they're ineffectual. They don't really do a whole lot. So they're, trying to outrun. The city's getting bombed. Much of it has been evacuated. They have to defeat creepy adults who are doing nefarious things. One of them kind of reminded me of Kiefer Sutherland from Stand By Me, the one who's in the prison, who says, "I won't hurt you. Let me out. I have a son."
Right. First off.
He was,
Let's talk about that. First off, it's not a prison. This guy's in a jail.
Yeah. A jail. Okay.
Right.
He's incarcerated. Okay.
The huge difference, though, between a prison and a jail.
Fine. You're right. He's in jail.
So, and then, they let him out, and then afterwards, they run into him again, and he wants the key, because this key will stop the alien invasion because it has coordinates in it. And Alex is like, "Oh, we trusted you." And he's like, "Cemeteries are filled with people that trusted me." And I'm like, cemeteries?
Oh.
Plural?
Oh my God.
Really?
Yeah.
Cemeteries?
Wait, that was the part that bothered you in that whole interaction?
Yeah, because he was just in a jail. Yeah. If he was in a prison, that'd be different.
Right.
But he was just in a jail.
Well,
maybe he was getting transported.
I think so. He was like in a holding cell. It was a holding pattern. Then the aliens invade. Chaos erupts.
So it was just perfect timing. Kind of
exactly. It was basically a
I guess.
Yes, events conspired to make that beautiful moment where they meet him in the
Everything is very inconsistent in this movie. I just want to say.
cell. But
Yeah, I kind of wish, like...
I thought it was Kiefer Sutherland at first. I was like, no, he'd be too old. But something about him, like the way he looks, even like if you've seen the film Lost Boys, like even the way the actor's talking at some point, like the very raspy. If you hear Keith Sutherland in the Lost Boys, that's kind of how he sounds.
I just wish that there was, like, some kind of, like... I don't know. Like, that was just kind of, like, in there.
Yeah.
Like, that did need to be in there. Unless there was going to be some redeeming qualities to it or value to it.
Right, if he was going to help.
And also, like, when they were wearing their Purge-style masks, I thought when he removed his, be like, oh, he's the good... He's not going to... And then I was like, oh, no, he is very much what he seems to be.
Let's think about this for a second. My dude's kind of right. Like, these kids are just going to take that thing and just give it off to the government. You might as well try to make a little bit of money off of it. Like, if I had it, I might be like I wouldn't threaten to chop the kid's head off. But I'd be like, listen, Alex, let's go in on this together. You don't have to be scared of heights anymore. Like we could buy your own plane.
Okay, and if Alex was determined to never give you the key, how would you extract it from him?
I mean, he's a little kid. You just take it from him. You know what I mean? Like,
Well,
but I wouldn't
violence would
kill
have
him.
to occur.
No, he's like 2'5" and
He's
90
struggling
pounds.
very hard. He is determined not to give you that key.
You put him in a good headlock. You can
Violence.
get
I
the
feel like
key.
I could just lift him up with my hand.
Violence.
And then
Violence.
Just take it.
That's
Violence.
not
The only
violent.
thing is you got to deal with those other kids.
Exactly. So violence would ensue. But you make great points. The whole cemeteries thing, I understand.
Yeah, I'm like, how many? Like, you've murdered so many people.
He's had a prolific career.
Like,
Clearly.
yeah,
Clearly.
I'm not sure that they would let this guy just sit in a holding cell.
No.
Like I said, he was going to be transferred. Stuff happens. Like you slip through the cracks.
Inconsistencies. Inconsistencies.
Okay, so that's part of their harrowing adventure in the city. They manage to outsmart. Well, they don't really manage to outsmart anyone. The mind flayer shows up, kills them in spectacular fashion.
Also, question. Hold on. So, this thing,
Mind
what we're
Flayer.
calling the Mind Flayer, shows up at Rim of the World.
Yes.
A jet flies by and shoots it.
Yes.
And it kind of like
Crashes.
It like just chills out, right?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And then we figure out it has like Wolverine-esque qualities
Yes.
to it. When it shows up again, I think it's Gabriel that's the same one that was at the camp.
Yes.
Why do they think that? Why do they know that? Why
Yeah.
couldn't there be more than one of these things?
And this is why I wish that they just stayed at the camp. There's a whole other thing.
Never mind. I was good. Okay. Those are valid points, Lou. How would they know that? Those are good questions. I guess we have to infer, since they've just seen the one, and frankly, with an advanced alien civilization, perhaps they're saying, we don't really need to send too many mind flayers. One will do the job
I
splendidly.
guess I don't like that this one alien is the alien that's there, and he's just following these 4 kids
They
around.
have budgetary constraints.
That's an awful excuse, Simona.
You know what I mean? Like, why is this one alien just following these 4 kids?
Because he knows, well,
Don't tell me the alien knows that they have the key.
he does know.
What are you? What?
He knows they have the key.
How?
He's...
I think
What, he
it's
senses it?
He knows...
the scent of the astronaut was on them. Or
Yes,
that's the
and
explanation
also-
that was given. It's a lame expression.
And also-
Oh, they actually gave an excuse. I don't
Yeah.
remember.
I also
that.
think
I
in the
believe you, but I don't remember.
touching moment when his Demogorgon passed away in a rather very tragic moment, and he grieved for those few seconds.
Yeah.
He knew at that point something is amiss. This woman has handed them off. It's like a football playoff.
Yeah,
He
like
also
they
witnessed
Knew, they knew how to kill my dog.
exactly, and also he
It's
comes
not a
just
robot.
like a second after the woman goes, "Take this," and like boom, he's
But
there.
how does he even know? How does the alien even know what that is?
Because
Again, inconsistencies.
no, because I think they were obviously the spacecraft that was involved in attacking the space shuttle to begin with. So they already had known there was pertinent information on the space shuttle, and that woman had extracted that pertinent information and was headed back towards Earth. And he was there. So he sees her hand over the key. He sees the kids, and he just intuits, I got to follow those 2, or those 4.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
I know.
Interesting.
We can share these thoughts when we're done. Okay, so eventually, through all sorts of turmoil, through bonding moments and all that good stuff, they make it to JPL. It's in shambles. The gentleman that
Dr. Fielding is dead.
is dead.
Yes.
But
That was cool. My dude, they think he's doing Morse code the whole time. My dude's blood was just dripping on the thing.
which
Yeah.
I don't really. Never mind.
I don't think it would work.
It doesn't
How
work
realistic
that way.
that is, but this is a film
not,
about aliens, so
it's not realistic because that's not how that works.
But you once again, yeah, okay, yeah. So didn't make a whole lot of sense to me, but whatever. We're working with it. So a officer shows up on the screen because I think they touched something, or they basically the government gets alert to the fact someone's at JPL.
What does JPL stand for?
It's the Jet Propulsion Lab in Pasadena. It's NASA's Jet Propulsion Lab. The kids sort of explain the situation. The officer is a bit dismissive, and they said, "Where are the adults, children?" And that's where Alex has his big boy moment and basically
boy.
says, "We are the adults, we got this, tell us what we need to do." They each go off on their little missions.
All right. So when they go off on their missions,
Yes.
Hey goes off to do one thing.
Zen Zen.
Zen, whatever, goes off to do one thing. Darius is by the way, by the time they got there, Darius has a huge gash
On his
across his
chest.
stomach and chest.
Yeah.
Like, my dude's not making it. Like,
No.
he shouldn't have made that. He
No.
shouldn't have survived that. And then you got Gabriel there, and Alex, the aforementioned little of the group. What does the guy call him at the beginning of the movie? Chicken.
Yeah.
The chicken.
No, he mentions his red hair. I forgot what he says exactly. Like, he mentions his red hair.
No,
and
the
freckles.
guy when he's ziplining.
Yeah, that's the.
Call him the chicken.
He does, and he
Calls
calls
him-
him something else as
Oh, he
well.
does?
But anyway,
Oh.
we'll go with chicken. Okay.
The chicken of the group is like, so they need to climb this thing to move a satellite by hand
Yeah.
in order to get the coordinates correctly to destroy the ship.
The mothership.
Everything needs precision and accuracy.
So Alex is like, no, I got it. I'm going to climb up there. It's time for me to not be scared of heights.
Or of everything.
And I'm like, dude, this is not the time to test that.
No.
You're literally trying to save the world. Like work on your fear of heights afterwards. Like, go climb a ladder somewhere else.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But every hero has his moments of doubt, and that's the whole point of the hero's journey.
I wish that
Was
he
that
had
you-
just done
The
it
fact that
instead
you're
of
trying
saying it.
to
Well, think about a lot of the classic children. Like, think about the Goonies. Like, think about the
the
group-
Goonies were better than this movie.
I'm not saying it's I understand, Katie. I was going to bring up a point. So in the Goonies, Sean Astin's whatever his name. So
Astin.
his character,
Astin.
whatever. His character in the Goonies film starts off as the chicken character. He's the one that no one thinks much of. He has asthma. He's low on the scale of this kid will save the
I
world.
understand all that,
So
and
that's-
and I like all that. I'm just saying he didn't need to be like I don't like his reasoning for it. I
And
don't
he
like
didn't
him.
want to be scared anymore?
Yeah, I don't like him saying. Like, no person that can do this quicker and better than me. I'm going to do this because I need to prove myself to you.
Yeah.
Like, it should have just happened naturally where Alex was the one that had to go up there.
Yeah. There was
It's poor writing, I believe.
the emotional payoff was not deserved.
Yeah. Like, Alex, like, now's not the time.
Yeah.
I get
Like, if
that.
he came to it naturally and was like, I need to move that satellite, no one else is here, I'm going to climb up there, face my fears.
Especially since if he was already on the roof to begin with,
Yeah.
and there was the cry that, you need to move, the satellite needs to be moved, and he goes, all right, I got this.
Also, why does the satellite need to be moved? Also, how do you know where the satellite needed to be moved to? Also, why does moving the satellite how do you know where to move the
So
satellite?
it was.
It's
so
very
there was a lot of interference occurring. So
It's
the
a very,
satellite
like-
needed to be moved at an exact position in order for the interference
How
to
do
no
they
longer
know
be.
what the exact position is?
Because I guess if the satellite is this way, it has to be that
Couldn't you
way.
just point it at the sky? Like it's a satellite.
My brain hurts. My brain literally
By the way, I have
hurts.
no clue. I'm just inferring. Basically, like, and I think also he's a
Also-
science nerd, so
also,
one would
if-
assume he also knows how satellites work.
Also-
So he knows what direction they have to go.
I like how you're trying
Also,
to defend this
if-
movie
if,
so hard, Simona.
If Venom there didn't, like,
Venom.
if he knew that these kids had the key, and that the key had the coordinates, wouldn't he have been smart enough to just hit that satellite?
Instead of climbing up to
And
after
then,
Alex.
Yeah, and then he didn't even like I thought he was gonna climb up there and like he was gonna knock the satellite out of position
Yeah.
or something.
He didn't reach it on time.
But he could have
No,
moved.
because at the point that it was moved, then you have Gabriel and Darius slipping or
it
no,
was
Zen.
Zen.
And Zen just shooting, putting those things there, so everything already is like set to go. He has no time.
He could have still grabbed the satellite dish and pulled
Doesn't
it
work
down.
that way in movie magic.
What movie magic? You mean plot hole city of a movie?
So Excalibur is launched, which is the secret weapon that was developed to, I think, stop the Russians.
Yes, there's a
Or or some such other is sort of
Cold War.
activated
Right, yeah.
and
technically
that
the
would be for
Soviet
this plot.
Union, not Russia, but semantics.
by the time that this movie is set, it would have been Russia,
But
wouldn't it?
this talking about Excalibur was developed for the Cold War, so it would have been the Soviet Union, not Russia. But semantics. Who needs them?
Okay. Yeah. So anyway, it was built to defeat the Soviet Union, not Russia. And anyway, it works, guys. They destroy the mothership. The Mind Flayer is kaput. Everyone is happy. It's awesome. We have cute little montage of the boys becoming, or the kids becoming a musical group, apparently.
It was awful. That was awful.
I thought that
didn't-
was
why.
Yeah, I didn't mind that. I thought stuff was funny.
I didn't. I
Them in the car with James Corden and stuff like that. Like, oh, that was funny.
Yeah,
God.
carpool karaoke.
Yeah.
Yeah, so is this film the greatest? No. Did I find parts of it entertaining? Yes. Did I find parts of it annoying? Yes. So, do we want to go into some of the reasons why this film worked? If you believe there are any positives to be had.
No.
Lou, would you like to start?
Sure. I'll about lead off. There were some things that I liked. I did like them kind of coming together. That was cool. Man, there's a lot more things that I didn't like though.
That's fine.
I hated that. So it kind of felt like halfway through the movie that they ran out of money.
Yeah.
And they were like, how can we get money? And Adidas was like,
Oh, you have product
got you.
placement? My
Yeah.
God, that was annoying.
That was terrible.
I was like, wow.
Also, I liked Hey Hey,
You mean
but
Zen?
Zen. But the fact that a 13-year-old would know how to drive a car, let alone know how to drive a stick.
Yeah, that's really unlikely.
Yeah.
Unlikely.
So there was that. Also,
Well,
what's the thing with the numbers?
in a lot
What's
of
the thing with
countries,
the numbers?
stick is the only real option for vehicles.
Right, but she's 13
She's
years old.
13 years old.
I'll say something after we record.
What, you were driving at 13?
No, I wasn't. But
Who
a
was?
family member I had was allowed to drive being that young. I'm just saying I'm not saying she was like, wherever she's from, she was like cruising the highways and byways. But it's possible that she may have been allowed to drive a little bit. So it's possible she would know her way around a vehicle. She didn't drive very far. And it was
and then
pretty
she crashed
straight.
it.
Yeah, and it was pretty
really?
straightforward.
And she crashed a really good car.
And there was a kid, this was on the news, not making this up, who drove his vehicle, his parents' vehicle, all the way to a McDonald's drive-thru, ordered food, drove his car back into the garage, parked it, and went back home.
How old was the kid?
9.
Nice. All right. I'll suspend disbelief on that one. Yeah, what's with the numbers thing? Like at first I was like, okay, is he gonna like talk about being dyslexic? But it's just numbers.
Yeah.
It's dyscalculia. It's a form of dyslexia.
But
But
again,
it was only
never
it was-
really.
and it was only when people said numbers to him. When Darius wrote the numbers, he was fine.
But that's what he said. He says when he's explaining his learning disability, because you first realize he has a numbers issue when Darius is giving him the code and he can't. But he says that I have issues with numbers. I do better when they're written down for me, because when I have to look at them, like, or if I'm hearing, the numbers get mixed up. He explains the
And I just think, I don't know, is that a real thing?
dyscalculia. Yes.
Yeah, but like in that way.
Yes, like
So if I say to him 2, 4, 6, he can't put that together.
I believe
It's
so.
three
Like,
numbers.
but what I'm
I
saying.
switch my 9s and my 6s all the time.
I
whenever I'm
sometimes
tired,
when
so-
I'm shelf reading, I will switch numbers as I'm looking at them sometimes. It does happen. Like I know another
Right. But that's not what's happening to him. Like if
It
somebody
could be a form
if
of
somebody
it,
says the letters, if somebody says to you, I need you to write the numbers 2, 4, and 6.
I don't know.
I'd have to-
I'm not.
Also, what was with all the 669s? There were a lot of, you notice that was the code for
the
the
bike.
bike lock,
Yeah.
and that was a number for something else too. A lot of like 69s.
And I also thought that the film, because we didn't have much development in terms of like the relationship between the characters, like, you know, and Katie was mentioning this, there's no like A to C, where's the B, how do we get to that? To basically for the emotional path, and I won't say much more because I know Katie wants to talk about it. I think this probably would have benefited from being a mini series, in my opinion, flush some things out. I also thought that this would take place mostly in the camp. And that didn't disappoint me too much, but I kind of had a different idea watching the trailer. But Katie, what were your thoughts?
I thought this was going to be a Goonies thing, an homage to the Goonies, not all of the pop culture references we got that really fell flat to me. I wanted them to stay in the camp. The camp is called Rim of the World. Why are we leaving the camp? Why aren't they using their camp skills to outsmart the aliens? Because that would have been a smarter way and a better use of time in the movie. And going out of the camp and into the city felt very unnecessary. Everything felt really crammed. There was no storyline. Also, too, there's no emotional. There was no what'd you call it? We didn't deserve the emotional beats that we got because there was no development, and I zoned out a lot for this movie. I didn't like it.
I think what you could say is that maybe this movie shouldn't have been called Rim of the World.
Yeah.
Like,
Unless the Rim of the World is also a reference to something else, and I just don't know what it is, like a scientific term. Like, yeah, it's the camp name, but is it also supposed to be a reference to something else? Like, it's a possibility that, yes, the camp is called Rim of the World, which I don't even know what the hell that means. Sorry. So, like, maybe it's also a reference to something else. But I will say that the trailer did kind of lead me to believe that this would be like an 80s, like in the 80s, a la Goonies. Like, I definitely thought that. The
Yeah.
trailer gave me very different vibes.
I think they were trying for a Stranger Things thing.
Yeah, but I just don't think
Well,
it really...
even when I read the synopsis of this movie before watching it, I was like, oh, cool, they're going to be in a camp. They're going to use their camp skills to outsmart a whole bunch of aliens. And it's going to be like a Goonie-esque movie. And what I got wasn't that. Bad jokes. Jokes that were funny but didn't really land well. And, yeah, a whole bunch of pop culture ripoffs and references that were like, did this really need to be in this movie?
And a lot of reviewers on YouTube were saying many of the same things, like that a lot of the references kind of felt flat, were not necessary. They were talking about sometimes the humor, the jokes, sometimes like one person criticized how the film was written, the dialogue, like he mentioned
awful.
like Zen, like a few, like when she says this ain't Comic-Con, or like a lot of the dialogue seems a little awkward. Like at some points trying to be like kids trying to be edgy, which yes, kids try to be edgy, but like it also, it's an adult writing.
It wasn't natural.
A child,
It wasn't natural at all. And then just the acting in general was bad.
That was another criticism. I think that the acting at times wasn't there.
Yeah.
Now, granted, they're young; they have time to grow.
Well, I
hopefully,
mean,
but
not even just like the child actors, but like the adult actors
Yeah,
as
even
well.
Alex's mom was bad.
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah.
and
sucks.
like I said,
Yeah.
I mean, I know that I've seen that actress in other things. Like I don't recall.
I really think a lot of the actors, a lot of the adult actors, if I did recognize any of them, I think they were just doing it for the paycheck.
And also, like I said, sometimes a good actor can only do so much with
What they're given.
terrible dialogue, and I think that's sort of the case. Like where, like you would say thing, and I'm like, like that. I don't know what it just, yeah. I think sometimes when you're trying to be too humorous, it's like, oh, but it's not hitting for me. Like move
Yeah.
it along.
I did like at the end when Alex is going to do his thing, and he's like, tell Zenzen I love her, and then he turns around and he's like, don't say the L word. I don't want to freak her out or anything like that.
And I say go. Yeah, like there were moments I enjoyed. Like I love when they teach Alex how to ride a bike. Like
Yeah.
it's nice because like it's true, the film it reminds me like harkening back to a time where like kids were outside a bit more. Like I like the idea of like riding the bikes, they're teaching him, they're being supportive. I loved that scene. I was smiling. That was a good moment. And there were other good moments too. Like I like when they take a picture together, like when they're in the abandoned house and they're taking a photo together and they're bonding and they're sort of opening up to each other a bit more. I liked those moments. And I feel like had the film probably been a little longer, like you could have developed that a bit more. And I found that more interesting than the whole saving the world
Yeah.
plot, to be perfectly honest. Like, I liked those moments. I liked when they were at the mall finding the clothes. Yeah, it was an advertisement for Adidas. Like, I get it. And the whole, like, when they're dancing thing, at one point I was like, okay, like,
Yeah,
let's
like
move it.
you guys have something to do.
Yeah.
Please continue.
So, yeah. So, what do we want to, like, rate it out of?
I don't know.
Mind flares?
Sure.
Who's like,
I'm giving
whatever.
this a 1 out of 5 mind flare.
So, like I said, I'll give it a 3 out of 5. It's not something I think I would watch again, but I was somewhat entertained. Like I said, the moments that I enjoyed was when you got to see the kids being kids, bonding, like helping one another. Like I liked those moments. I didn't care too much about the alien saving the world plot. And I think it's also because like a lot of those like classic 80 films that I like yeah, the Goonies, there's an adventure aspect, but you're focusing on the friendship and bond between the kids, which is more important than when they find.
And this is why I'm giving it a 1 out of 5
Yeah,
mind
so-
flares, because this movie was all over the place.
Yeah.
Stick to one thing and go with it.
Yeah, so 3 out of 5 mind flayers.
Yeah, I'm gonna go 2 out of 5, I guess, just because there was stuff that I enjoyed, and actually, like I thought it kind of got better as it went along. The first, like early on in the movie, I was just like, oh God, Simona, what are you having us watch? And but I actually thought it kind of got a little bit better as we went along. And
So, is this worse than Bubble?
no,
Or better than Bubble?
not even close to worse than Bubble. Yeah, no. This is 2 out of 5. 2 out of 5 definitely doesn't beat Bubble's badness.
I'm glad. Well, I'm glad I didn't disappoint you that hard.
Yeah.
Because that matters to me. All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us for our sci-fi series. Our next watch will be... What are we watching next?
I have no idea.
No one knows. But anyway, it's going to be awesome nevertheless. So thank you so much. As always, like, subscribe, and we will see you next time. Bye, everyone.
I don't even remember.